Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be ranking the bosses in AtBT, the Burning Throne. I'm ranking these bosses, obviously it's all personal opinion, but on three categories. Aesthetics, which is a pretty wide category, and for me, just to kind of consolidate some other categories I could have thrown in there. Difficulty, and my personal experience, and not only my personal experience, but just in general, the word personal, like how much one person can make a difference. To me, that's one of the things I enjoy about rating is being able to live a little bit as a hero, as you are playing a hero in World of Warcraft. This is the top 10 list. There's 11 bosses. I did not include Garathi Worldbreaker because it is just a generally easy first boss, free kill for everybody. Although you could probably argue something along those lines for Einar the Lifebinder as well. That's just not personally how I feel about Einar. I'm going to go through and give you my ranking on each of those. Aesthetics, difficulty, personal experience, 1 to 10. And the final rating is just an average of those with equal weight. Coming in at number 10, we have Varamathis. Varamathis got 2 in aesthetics, 2 in difficulty, and 3 in personal experience. The aesthetics is very low because you're in a very small room with not a lot of mechanics and not a lot going on in general. So it could have even got a 1. I didn't give anything a 1. I didn't give anything a 10. So otherwise, maybe it would have. Difficulty, I give it a 2. Same kind of thing. It's mostly a patchwork fight. My personal experience is a 3. It could have been lower. However, the lowest grade I did give for personal experience was a 3, and that's because I just generally did enjoy the raid, so I wasn't gonna downvote anything too awfully. At number 9, we have the Fellhounds of Sargeras. Fellhounds of Sargeras got 3s across the board for me. Aesthetics, difficulty, personal experience, all 3s for the aesthetics wise. The only reason I got a 3 over the 2 that I gave Varamathis is because the silly reason, but because the dogs can kind of jump away and you have to wait for them to come back. At least there's something, I give them credit for doing something, I guess. Difficulty is 3. Difficulty is just very easy. A 3 for me in this rating scale basically is just like a meh, like whatever. Maybe for some people that would be a 5, maybe some people that would be a 1. To me, 3 is a meh. Personal experience, again, a 3. That's my lowest rating I've given on personal experience. Coming in at number 8, we have Imanara the Soul Hunter. Imanara the Soul Hunter got a 3, 3, and a 4. The 3 in aesthetics, again, meh. This one could definitely be argued, however, based upon how I feel about fights, that it should have been higher on aesthetics. However, I just don't like the way they executed it. The bridge phase is what could possibly rate this a little bit higher. However, I don't like how clunky it is and how it's just like really just a bunch of mines everywhere. When they add in the lasers on the second run, I kind of like that idea. And I would have liked if it could have somehow been like a pattern, like a maze, for example. So when I envision that fight, I think the bridge should be like a maze. I just don't like the way they execute it, so I definitely voted it down for poor execution. 3 in difficulty, again, just very easy. My guild one-shot it on heroic without going over the fight at all. It was an accidental pull. I'm not going to give you high difficulty after that. My personal experience is a 4 because it had that potential for the aesthetics. It got a little bit of a markup for the personal experience. Coming in at number 7, we have Kingaroth. Kingaroth got a 4, 5, and a 4. The aesthetics is a 4. Not the greatest aesthetics. I do like how the robot ads did work, though. That's the only reason that it even got more than a 3. Difficulty, I give a 5. There's multiple ways to get one shot or die to this boss, especially with the Ruiner. Obviously, everyone should dodge the Ruiner. There's also a bunch of those purple balls going around, and it does take a little bit of coordination from your guild, I suppose. In personal experience, I gave it a 4, just a tick above a 3, and it's mostly because of the difficulty and aesthetics that it even got the personal uptick from a 3 to a 4. Coming in at number 6, we have the Antoran High Command. Antoran High Command got a 5, a 3, and a 6. The aesthetics is a 5 because it has the different pods that you can go in. I like that when there's an interactive component to the fight. However, that's the only good thing about it, so that's why I didn't get higher. At difficulty, it's number 3. Just nothing too difficult about it. As long as you do, especially the second pod correctly, really nothing too difficult there. Personal experience, I did give it that a 6, and that's because of the second way you can view the word personal. Personally, one person can make a big difference getting in a pod and doing it correctly, or if someone dies, jumping in a pod, taking it upon themselves to do their job correctly. Coming in at number 5, we have Portal Keeper Hazabel. Portal Keeper Hazabel got a 7, 5, and 5. So first one that's everything's at 5 or higher. Portal Keeper for aesthetics got a 7. That's because it's a fairly large fighting platform. Not the initial platform, but just the fact that there's 3 portals with 3 little mini bosses. There's also different little mechanics like moving the flames over that you can do, and you just have to generally make sure that your raid's balanced. You still have to be killing the imps as well for those portals as well. So for aesthetics, it did get a 7. For difficulty, it only got a 5 because the execution of the aesthetics isn't that not super difficult, but not nothing to sneeze at either. And my personal experience of it is also a 5, just because of the other things kind of carrying it up to a 5. Coming in at number 4, we have the Coven of Shavara. Coven of Shavara was by far the hardest boss for my guild to do. To be fair, there was a little glitch on it the first week to where we happened to have less than 20 people, and the ad's health were scaled for 20 man, so we were fighting uphill battle a little bit there. The Coven got a 4, an 8, and a 7 for me. The aesthetics, the room is just a pretty small room, similar to, it's right next to Very Mathis, and the aesthetics just aren't that great. It got a slightly higher just because it does have a lot of mechanics involved in the fight, so that's the only reason it didn't get a lower grade for aesthetics. The difficulty is an 8, again, because my guild struggled so badly on it. It's hard for me to not give that a 10. However, I was able to do the mechanics pretty easily personally, so I don't think it's quite worthy of a 10. But because of personal struggles and personal bias, it did get an 8. And personal experience of it is a 7. Obviously, I could have went the other way and gave it a 1 because of how badly our guild struggled on it. However, I kind of enjoy the struggle because I'm a sicko, so I gave it a 7 for personal experience. Coming at number 3, this might be the most controversial one because you either love this fight or you hate it. If you love it, you probably kind of agree with number 3, but if you hate it, you probably think it's number 10. INR got an 8, a 3, and a 9. Aesthetics-wise, I hope everyone can agree. It's a very large room. You have an extra action button. There's those little ramps you can go up, and there's just a lot going on. It's a very unique fight. So hopefully everyone can understand the 8 for aesthetics. I did only give it a 3 for difficulty because it is quite easy. And personal experience, I gave it a 9, very heavily carried by the aesthetics. However, there's also the ability to, if you notice an ad getting close to the tree and no one else sees it, you can make a big difference by yourself. Slows and stuns, I mean, you can make a very big difference by yourself on that. So that version of the word personal also played in highly for that. Coming in at number 2, we have Agrimar. Agrimar got a 5, an 8, and a 7. I do feel like I may have marked the difficulty up a little bit too much on it, but I will try to justify it here in my rankings. Aesthetics-wise, it did get a 5. It is a pretty just boring platform to fight on. However, I do really like the ad phase. I like that the ads enrage if they get near each other, and then you can't CC them and they get right to the boss. I do like that aspect of Agrimar, and because you can bleed that into difficulty for sure, but I did count mechanics into the aesthetics, and that's why it got a 5 and not something lower. The difficulty is an 8. I don't think it's that difficult. I definitely think it's easier than Coven, so I don't know why I gave it an 8. I think it's because just having people CC correctly, and then if a CC goes wrong or someone dies that's doing a crowd control on one of the ads, not having everyone panic and doing the wrong things to the ad, breaking other people's CC just in a panic. I think that kind of control and self-discipline, that if you're not a very, very high-end guild, maybe you're lacking that. And if you're in a pub, maybe you're lacking that kind of control, self-control. So that's why I gave it an 8. I could see that being lower, though. My personal experience is a 7. While I was not, as a rep paladin, a CC'er at all, if you are a CC'er in that, you can really make or break that fight by staying alive, knowing that you're important. If you're a Death Knight and you're gripping them in, very important job to do that as well if you can do that right. So that could be a very good and rewarding personal experience. Coming in at number 1 was an absolute no-brainer for me. It's Argus the Unmaker. I'm kind of a little bit of a lore nerd, so when I walk in and see all the Titans there, it's kind of hard for me not to really love this fight the most, just from the beginning. For the aesthetics, I gave it a 9, just mostly because I didn't give anything a 10, and then but this was been the closest to a 10. There's all kinds of mechanics, first of all, which definitely play a part into it. But again, just having the Titans there, personally, just the first Titan I ever encountered when I played WoW was the idea of Norgadon when you're an Ultimate, and it's Norgadon's discs. That was really cool for me to see him right there on the first chair to the right when you walk in. That was really, really neat for me. I kind of geeked out a little bit on that. The difficulty is an 8. Again, this fight isn't hard at all. However, there's so many mechanics, and you do have to get through 3 phases, then everyone gets rezzed. However, you do have to get through those 3 phases, so if you can't do that, then it's going to be pretty difficult for you to win the fight. You obviously won't be able to win if you can't get through the first 3 phases. You can't do the fourth phase. And just doing all the mechanics properly and healing through them and not standing in the wrong spot, etc. Those are some things. Again, this is all going to be skewed upwards because of how much I enjoy the fight. Personal experience, a 9, just because I didn't give it a 10. I mean, it could have been a 10, so could have the aesthetics. However, it was already easily the number 1, so it just would have got like over a 9 rating if I if I would have just given it 10 just because of how much I love the fight. Personal experience, you can make a big difference yourself by self-healing soul bursts, using proper cooldowns, just staying alive in general, managing the buffs right in phase 1, putting them in proper spots, not screwing over the rest of the raid. So as a personal level, aesthetic level, loving the Titans. It's definitely a good personal experience to me, and it's my number 1 fairly easily. So that's my list. I'll run through the order again from 10 to 1. Varamathras, Felhans of Sargeras, Iminar the Soul Hunter, King Garoth, Antron High Command, Portal Keeper Hezbollah, the Coven of Shavara, Ionar the Lifebinder, Agrimar, and Argus the Unmaker. That's my order. Feel free to disagree. I know people will. But if you do disagree, let me know what you feel about it. What do you think is most wrong? I have a feeling that'll probably be Ionar the Lifebinder to a lot of people. But yeah, thanks for watching, anybody who watched, and everyone have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WoW Gaming Inc. and at Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killer. So everyone have a good one and see you again soon.